My beautiful and amazing royals of Africa. How's everybody? Let me go and look. Monkosi Andrew. Greetings, greetings to my beautiful and amazing royals of Africa. Mbolo. Mbolwani, my people, this is your queen, Queen Ningon II, 17th generation crown queen of the Feng people, also known as the Immortals. My dear royals of Africa, thank you for returning for another message. Now, if you're new on my channel and you're catching me for the first time, welcome to Nubia, the path to return, the home of the African royals. I'm your host, Queen Ningon II. So if you like my vibe, stick around. You will learn something. And if you don't, please click exit to the left. All right? And I won't be mad at you. So, my dear, beautiful, and amazing children, my royals of Africa. All right, all right, all right. Let me get to the chat. How's everybody doing? Let me get to the chat so I could properly greet our beautiful and amazing royals of Africa for showing up for our royal chat today. My dear children, we have a very important topic to discuss, today. I'm sure many of you already know. I put the link on I put the link on the description box below. Let me see if I can help the sound. How is the sound? Uja, Uja. My African royals are rolling in. Let me see. Can you still hear me? My people, can you still hear me? Oh, you can barely. It's now better? Yes? Awesome. So to my beautiful and amazing royals of Africa, we have in the chat, Manzambi Zola, open the house, Bayete Nkosi, Bayete, Bayete, you are welcome, welcome, sons and daughters of my fathers, sons and daughters of my mothers. Let's do this. Let's get it started. Eh? You know your queen. We are starting it today. We are having that conversation. So, Monkosi Andrew, I see you. I see you. Our handsome royal, welcome. Nkosi Kangi, I see you. You are welcome. Welcome to our beautiful palace. I see our royal, our queen, Pamela Hood. Mbolo, my dear daughter, welcome. Bonjour, right to right to right. Bonjour, bonjour, my king. All right, and who else we have? We have original. I said my greeting, my prince or princess. All right, VRT 706, you are welcome. Welcome, my dear children. Linda George. All right. Batatas, bananas, we are gathered today to talk about the video. I'm sure many of you have already watched it. I put the link on the description box below. It's a video that was published, shared by our brothers over in Tunasheki. All right. So this is not the first time a video comes across showing the extreme violence with which the Maroccan people handle our people when they try to cross the border. This is really not a new issue. I have seen videos, but it was like maybe one or two they would capture. And the video I watched a while back, it was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. It was horrific. They had 3 of our sons, these border patrol Moroccans. They were beating them with big pliers. They started bleeding from their head, and then they took knives. They were just punching, stabbing them like that. So as you could see, it's very upsetting. The first reaction, the first question which goes to our minds is like, what about our leaders? Why does this continue? Stuff like that. And I could tell you, when you see things like that going on, is the leadership. Okay? I grew up in a Gabon that was ran by what we know as a puppet. He was a puppet, as I would always say. He was my father's boss. He was a puppet, but he was a wise one. For some reason, he knew that that was the system we had to go through. But with the little he had, he was always making sure that whatever he was promised, he will get. Like under him, when our people used to go to France, for example, to study. Now, if you overstayed on your student visa or something like that, the French authority knew better. They had to give us the required time to gather the documentation they were asking us for them to extend our visa. They were not brutalizing us or deporting us left and right like they were deporting, for example, the people from Senegal, Mali, and stuff. They were treated the worst. Why? Because there was a big difference in the leadership. Our president, he was a puppet, but he had his pride. He was telling French, okay, you say that 80% of our natural resources are yours as colonial, debt. Okay, but the 20% you allow us to have, you cannot mistreat my people that live in your country. And of course, the so-called democratic country, every 4 years or 7 years, you get a different idiot in their, big house. So we got a different idiot that came and was like he was going to shake down the house. So what did that one do? That he got 5 Gabonese students whose student visa had expired, and then he deported them, and then he called the press. So the other Africans were looking at us like, this is so strange. They never treat Gabonese like this. What's going on between Gabon and France? So my father was just shaking his head. He's like, he's trying us and they will get it. It didn't take long. Gabonese government announced that they're calling our immigration service to round up all the French, not the idiot one, no, the ones who were implemented in our land with major corporations, big business, making millions and millions of euro a year, those, but they happen to have overstayed on their visa. These are the ones, the entrepreneurs. So the president rounded up about 12 of them, called the press, and deported them publicly. So everybody was just sitting and holding their breath that, okay, what is France going to do? Are they going to kill our president? Because, he did what nobody has ever done to them. And he went out, he told France, I told you, you're the master, but you have to obey your own terms and conditions. You cannot be draining 80% of our natural resources. And when our children come to your country, you humiliate them. You treat them like vulgar, people you come across. That guy, he was a little bitty guy, may he rest in peace. We call him Omar. We call him Yaya because he was like that father to us. So he was in that reciprocity. They introduced democracy to us. And what is democracy about? Reciprocity. When another nation is no longer treating you like a human being, it's a declaration of war, my children. See, our former masters, after they murdered our forefathers and enslaved us and brainwashed us, they knew that that simple act that they have committed by coming on our land and invade us, they have made themselves, our enemies. So if you wonder why they have that paranoia, even if we're not doing anything, even if we are not even looking their way, we just going by our way, minding our business, eating our, fried chicken, whatever they mock us with, just living our life. Even when we just being, they feel threatened because they know in their conscience, they know that these people must still view me as enemy, because there's just certain line you never cross. When you start shedding people blood, and when you shed people blood in a very inhumane way, no matter how much you try to make up with them, that stain gonna be there until the elephant in the room is addressed. So what you see going on in Morocco, what they're failing to say is like the kingdom of Morocco had always had good relationship with sub-Saharan African, because these people, they're not African, not because they came and conquered the land of the sons of Yakuba. Let's not forget who were on those lands before they came. It was us. So for some strange reason, up until the king, Hassan II of Morocco, the sub-Saharan African were respected. They were treated well in Morocco until that king died. That kingdom had a strange tradition that whomever sat on the throne had to be birthed by an African woman. It's not a mere kind of strange thing, because they took the time to learn the law of the land. So as a matter of fact, we found out that their late king Hassan II, Mbolo, my dear son Parker, I see you, Monkosi Parker. So the late king Hassan II, he had made a very interesting decree at some point during his reign. He granted a special status to nationals of Senegal. So Senegalese people could go to Morocco, live and work, and he would accommodate them. So they didn't even need a visa to enter Morocco. So there were a hidden relationship behind it. The Senegalese people told us that the king's mother was a Senegalese woman. When he became king, he got access to that information, and he decided to grant special status to the people of Senegal within his walls. So they've always had this kind of relationship where they would cross Morocco to go to Europe. They've always had that kind of easy access. What has changed? What has changed is that when Hassan II died, okay, Hassan II was a friend of sub-Saharan Africa, especially with Gabon. So that kingdom went down. I don't know how the transition happened there, but the guy there, he's a whole different mentality. You could tell by the woman he married. The wife he got, she's not a Maroccan typical. She's one of these white, blue eyes, all this. So he has a thing for the West. So the disdain, the disrespect for Black people has intensified since that sausage-looking king has been sitting on that throne. Our people have been taking the worst humiliation, but wow, they maintain strong ties with countries such as Gabon. It's a known fact that that crown is broke, and Gabonese gold is sustaining them. They have the Gabonese, the fake kings they have in Gabon now they're lining up their third generation to take over. So the fake kings in Gabon and the fake king in Morocco, these two families are very friends. You know, so this is what's going on, but it will take us to draw the line, because as you know, since our forefather lost the fight, we literally have become orphans. What does it mean? It means that we don't have leadership we can count on. But my dear children, let me share a little secret with you. My kitten is here. Our fathers, they've always taught us that the people are the one with the power. even under any dictatorial system or whatever, as long as the people tolerate you over their head, as long as the people have grown long suffering with whatever you throw at them, yeah, your dictatorship will continue. But our people, as we were before, we've been big fighters, we've been big resistance. Let me share a story with you how after the fall of our people, how we started resisting, even after they have, taken our kings out. Do you know that one thing the men around us, they swore to themselves? They say, yes, they have occupied our land. Yes, they are swindling our wealth. Yes, they have taken our brothers away. But those who stayed behind, they swore that they will never let any European rape any of us and live to tell. So the resistance was around protecting the females. So what did they used to do? When a white guy raped one of us, they used to mark him. So one of them will designate themselves that I'm the one who's going to take him out, because the law of the land says if you rape one of us, they have to hang you with your head down and your feet up. It's a very humiliating way of dying. So our brothers, our fathers over there ensure that that white man will pop up hung like that in the jungle. So what they started doing, when they were popping dead like that, they would whoop us, they would do whatever, but they raped one of our daughters. It was on. And that was across the tribes. So you know what they started doing? If they commit an abomination, let's say, if they committed an abomination, let's say, in the Congo kingdom, yeah, in one of the Congo land, and that French guy, knows that there's a bounty on his head among the locals. So in order for him to escape, they will send him to another land French have conquered somewhere. So he goes there hiding. So what our people started doing, our people started, sending messenger. They would track him. Then, oh, now he's in such and such place. So they send the news over there, and our people over them get them. Okay? So I'm not asking anybody to go after anybody and unlife anybody, but I'm telling you that us alone, as a people, each one of us is an integral member of the nation we call Israel, which is an army, us children of God. How do we deal with stuff like that? Let me share a little story. I was still a little girl, and a village boy, what would be considered as village boy per Western standard. That guy, his family, they were at the village. He was the biggest fan of the Black Americans. Everything he talked about was the Black Americans. He knew all of you guys by name, all the celebrities. He knew about everything that went him from the village. From the village. He knew all that. If you saw him with a t-shirt, it was always either Muhammad Ali, some of these guys, Malcolm X. He was a militant from the village, following you guys' revolution here. Vayete. So, and then when the Rodney King thing happened and the LA riot, you guys don't know the strength you guys gave to our people abroad to resist, to fight them. So when they saw what was happening here, the images, of course, CNN, they love to feed us that. They love to feed us that boo job. One of our sons on the floor being beat. That's their entertainment. Oh, they can't wait to shoot these images around the world. So what happened was, so the people were like, our children must uprise. Our children must, what do they expect after, compressing people, squeezing them like that? So our people were like, yeah, give it to them. So here we go to the village. I don't remember which vacation was that, but after the Rodney King thing, this guy was selling tires. That was his family business. So a white guy, they were like actually three in a kind of Jeep, kind of Cherokee, kind of Wrangler, not Cherokee, Wrangler type of little car. He came and parked in front of his tire house. And then he said that he needs another tire. He needs a change of tire, his spare, whatever, whatever. He started speaking English. Since that guy was a big fan of anything American, he even speak English. I don't know who taught him English in Africa. This is to tell you that where there's a will, there's a way. He told the guy, really, I'm the wrong person you want to buy a tire from. The guy said, why, I see many tires. I said, what would I give you tire for? You kill my people in America. You just identify yourself as American. Who told you I want to see you here? I have no tire for you, my friend. Get out of my shop. Like that. Do you understand? Life. And we, you know, the little village kid, we were just sitting there. He was giving us a lesson in resistance. And then he turned around, he told us, you know, they think that they can kill our people there and come here and be cool with us. We saw those images. Now he wants me to give him more wheels. So he probably gonna go and rape and kill one of us wherever he's trying to go. So my people are here. Let me greet more people. Hello, our dear son, Dr. Patrice. I see you, Dr. Lumbumba. I see you. Our dear Prince Ronald is here. Our Monkosi Philip 14. Bua, my prince. Bua. So you see, why do I share the story? I share the story with you so that, my dear children, you have to understand that since our forefather lost the war, we can rely on anybody, especially anybody these people allow in power. We have to change the mentality. We have to change everything. We are the generation, the Bible talks about that. We are the generation that will heal. We are the generation who will change the status quo. And how we do it is send a strong message to the world. Those people you murder left and right have brothers and sisters around the world. We may not have the biggest army on earth, but we know, we, the true Bantu Israelite, we know that we have the greatest army in the heavens. And the time we can dispatch it has come. My dear children, when I told you that our people have stopped resisting, this is what I'm talking about. Let it be known to any Moroccans, my people, we have the power to have people respect us. You know, in politics, there's what they call Cold War. Our former masters have been keeping us under Cold War, and many of you don't even know. Let me break it down to you. Being in a state of Cold War with a group of people or with someone is you maintain a high level of hostility toward that group of people without really openly declaring war to them. Let me give you a few examples, my dear children, and how they go by achieving that. Okay, they saw that with the breed of people, they cannot curse. No matter how they keep us from rising, one of us, you know, always break through. They got it. So now they found another way they still can, like, fighters. How do they do it? When one of us want to buy a house, they try to stick the highest interest rate to you. Whatever you have as money that your money can afford to you, yes, they're going to give it to you, but at a premium. You see, whatever they have the power to stop for you, to stop your community from growing, they do it. We've been taught all these things, but the sad thing is, like, we use it against each other. My daughter Brenda Mbolo, my Prince Ronald, I love you too. So basically, it's time we take the skills they taught us while we were in their hands. It's time we unleash them against the world, and it's the most pacific war you can wage against people. What do they do when they are at war against you? They isolate you. That's what they do. They slap you with sanctions. They tell other nations not to talk to you, not to hang out with you, not to trade with you, not to do anything with you. They isolate you. Why don't we isolate the countries who disrespect us? I don't care, my son or daughter, what you do. Even if it's a Uber, a Lyft you drive, you pick up someone from the airport. Oh, where you from? I'm Morocco. Oh, bring it to their attention. What do you think of the African people being slaughtered at your borders? Let them one way or another know that you know. Whatever service you're rendering to them, let them pay a premium for it, just like they've been doing to us. It's called resistance. We just have stopped resisting. One of our sons, what was his name? Kaepernick. He sacrifices his career because of the way they're killing his brothers on the street. And you see another one of us with the same people who took everything from him, giggling, laughing. We need to stop all that. When they kill your brother, it's a matter of time before they get to you. Let me share a story with you. This is not even a story. This is something, my dear children, you can get on the internet and you can pull up as we're speaking right now. Do you know that in 1859 through 1860, Morocco and Spain were at war? It was one of the vicious wars they had in the area. Huge bloodshed. Now today, these two have put aside their differences, have come to an agreement. Morocco are taking it upon themselves to be the executioner of our people who try to cross the border through them. It's we, the African people, who have grown too complacent. But our generation, we the ones who will walk in the path of righteousness. So we activate our powers. When we rise in the morning, at sunrise, you start decreeing whatever you want, my children, on the enemies of our people. This is the time. Tata Nzambe rushes with all our petitions. This is our time. Too often, we forgive everybody who has wronged us, but be on each other's neck. I saw one of you promoting going to Spain as as a way to leave America. My children, you don't understand. If you still think that just because you hold a US passport or European passport or UK passport, you are spared. Yes, they're going to let you travel and go to wherever country, which is really their cousin's plantation. If you're in France, consider yourself in America. If you're in Spain, consider yourself in America. If you're in Portugal, consider yourself in America. Wherever America gonna want you, they're gonna extradite you like this, like a piece of garbage. If you dare escape too far from the plantation, they're quick to changing laws. They came up with the double taxation when the first wave of African Americans started, moving abroad. When, people like Tina Turner made, made home Switzerland, stuff like that. W was in there. He changed the tax law. Now, even if you live there, you still have to pay tax on the money you make there. They just started throwing all kinds of things. Is to let you know, to these people, you are their slaves. Going to their backyard is nothing. The minute America revokes your passport, you're going to be just like your brothers. You saw piled up like animals. We are the generation who knows better. We are the generation who resist in a different way. A Maroccan, I don't care how nice you are. We got to let them know that they crossed our red line. Everybody should have one. If you're a Maroccan, don't come to a black person for help. You won't get it until you talk sense to your government. When Americans were going around blowing people countries and stuff, and people were not retaliating, what do the people started doing? An anti-American sentiment started growing in the heart of the people. A lot of American tourists started getting targeted, the places they were going to. They started being just ignored. The favorite kid status was lost. They're like, whoa, some of them were getting kidnapped and left and right. What did he do? It urged the public opinion to start getting involved in anything that has to do with the military. Now you saw a big raise of activism. People started digging into what the government goes and do to other people. They're like, we can't be catching hell whenever we try to step out because of the way you treat other people. So you started seeing people exposing things that the government were doing that were not good. So at the end of the day, the power belongs to the people. The power belongs to the people. We don't need to know each other to send the message. Anybody living around us should know that going forward, there's a new black race around. These, if you touch one, you have touched all of them. They jump you. We need to start a new movement like that. Yes, we have shortcomings, but we have to remember the people we come from, the identity we was born with, that the rest of the world, they're like, how dare the God of the universe choose these useless people, because that's how they see us. Choose these useless people and bless them so much and make them his chosen ones. It bugs the mess out of many of them. So when we go out there, you immigration officer, my people, we have power. You are that port of entry. You see one of them, give it to them. If you have the highest level of scrutiny, that's what you put him under. That's how it works. That's how they've been giving it to us. This is how you let people around you know that you're not welcome around me until you do right by my brother. Notorious Hebrews say we have to get on one accord, on code black rhino, called down from our Abba. Absolutely. That's the only code we should ride on. We don't need to speak the same language. We don't need to be in the same country. The message, I don't care, even if it's a toilet attendant. When the people are like that, even if it's a toilet attendant, I see one of these people, you say you want paper, and paper run out, eh? I don't know. You can't pay me to be of service of anybody hurting our people. When I was interpreting for this company, I'm an interpreter by trade. So in our code of ethics, we have a clause that allows us to get out of any engagement, any professional engagement. We cite a conflict of interest. If it's something we think is going to be conflictual to our interest, basically we won't give our best performance just because there's some dirt under that rug. We can say due to a conflict of interest abound. So there was this trial, this French guy, he was accused of raping a girl. It was a case of rape. So his embassy, his blah, 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 they got him lawyers and stuff. And the court hired I guess the agency I was working with back then, I had a contract with that court. So, and when it was trial and stuff, I was grade A interpreter. I knew my stuff. So I was the one that would send for, tough stuff like trials. He was like, his introduction, yeah, bonjour, madame l'interprète et tout, nya, 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 nya. I heard that accent. He said, yeah, he came from Paris on such and such day, that girl, whatever, whatever. I'm like, okay, you want me to interpret? I told judge, due to a huge conflict of interest, I cannot be the best qualified interpreter for this task. He just mentioned his French, and I come from a country his people conquered, and that's all they were doing to our mothers, rape them. How could I interpret for him? I know they do it. I'm like, due to that conflict of interest, I won't do a good job. I will let my emotion take the best of me because I know French repeatedly rape our mothers. The judge said, yes, interpreter, you may be excused. It's like he thought, that idiot, that I'll put my talent, I'll bring my anointing. Wherever we show up, wherever cause we cite to defend, we bring blessing, we bring victory to that team. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be your interpreter, idiot. Yes, you're gonna test American jail. Yeah, our son Patrice Lumumba say used to live and study in Spain, Madrid in 1980, and even then I noticed that they saw me as a person non grata. Yeah, we are one people around the globe. That's what they do once they captured, because those lands, I will tell you, there's only 2 Arab nations. Since they moved there, they don't mess with the blacks. In fact, they get the same beating as we do because they don't line up with these Arabs. They have that deep-rooted hatred for us, except for the Algerians and the Libyans. These two, and especially Libya, because Gaddafi was like that father that kind of mend. He really tried to mend the Arab and the sub-Saharan Africa. And he never treated us any different. To him, sub-Saharan African, all of them were brothers, and their children were his children. And they also had another one in Algeria. The French killed him in the most horrific way, Mohamed Boudiaf. You know, he was for the African unity. But they have these Moroccan, Tunisian, these idiots. They conveniently feel white when they want. They will go and carry a white woman and come and impose her over the Arab women. That's all they do, lusting after white women. But they shed our blood like that. It's our responsibility to say, you know what? I've been in bondage for a long time. And in my survival journey, I learned a few tricks. Each one of us hold the power. This is the most peaceful resistance you can give. All these things we do to one another, if we don't stop to do it to one another and turn it against the people who should be in the receiving end of it, starting from our puppets, those who freely give our right to be free away. We need to deal with them. What happened when Lumbumba gave, what happened when Mobutu gave Lumbumba to the West? The Congolese people were shaking like this behind him. They made him a king themselves. No, you are not to be honored. We won't honor you. We won't come to your meeting. We don't want whatever money you have to throw. None of us gonna marry off their daughters to you. In fact, we isolate our enemies. But what do? We go around them, we get complacent with the crumbs while they're selling a whole breed of people away. They're giving us away. My children, this battle is us. It's us. Wherever we are in the world, we need to start viewing each other as one. You don't need to like me, but I want whomever is next to you know that the day he touches you, he better not look my way. In fact, he should worry. He should look over his shoulder, because I will not forget how he did you. This should be the norm. Let me see what we're saying in the chat. Our queen, Julia R. Oyem. It's time for Black people to stop fighting each other. Yes, my dear daughter, I agree. A divided nation can never stand, my people. We can never stand. At every level, they will meet us. Even if it's cab driving, you driving, one of them get in your car, tell them, I see how you slaughter my brothers. What have you done about it? How many letters have you sent to your government? It bothers me because I'm going to have to charge you the highest rate. If you're not happy, get out of my car. They may not like it, my people. Respect will follow us. Yes, Mobutu Sese Seko, he sold his brother for money. You know, in Gabon, one old papa, man, he was the father of this beauty queen, Aisha Sidi. Yes. So she was Miss Gabon, and Kabila's son has just become president. So the year after her reign, the paparazzi or whomever, the tabloid, started saying that, oh, the new president, he's still single, and they say that he has his eyes on a Gabonese girl, blah, blah, who, oh, our very own Miss Gabon. he didn't know where he was going now. He was going to go marry at the people of Ephraim over there in Wellington. Our people are known to be extremists. We don't care. There's no amount of money they're going to cause you, they're going to cause us to take our dignity and give it away to you. We're going to fight you for that one. You can't have that one for free. You know what the old Papa told him? The old Papa told him, first, we don't meet with boys, because the rumor was that he got his stepfather killed to become president. He gave his stepfather, after freeing the country, after kicking Mobutu out. So what do? They look around your circle. They identify your weak links. They saw that the sons around the president, not all of them were biological. So they went to the stepson and he gave them the men. So the Gabonese Papa was like, first you have to tell me how your father died. You see, when it comes to marry our daughters, we don't talk to boys. We talk to people's father. Where's yours? So that's how they send him away, like really humiliating him, like, we don't want you here until you tell us how your father died. I don't care how much money you president, who cares? But we can't mix blood with someone like you. We don't do that. So you see, Mazambi said power was given to us by Satan Zambe. When we remember that and take a hold of it, we come together and we sure will conquer. Yes, my children, that's why it's important we cleanse, because we can really be these magnificent people the Bible talks about, is when we cleanse and become these true, powerful bonds of God. This is who we are. We decree things. So let go of resentment. Children of Yakuba, we're going to win that battle. We're going to kick that behind in so many ways. Never feel, because that's what the white people, the way they broke their children. Many of you wonder why our white friends don't come and support us, our white friend this and that. No, they taught them not to care about other people's miseries. They told them, if you care, you know, our prosperity, our area of reign gonna end. So they have their limit. They like you to a certain limit. You know, you could be set on fire. Many will be like, because they're programmed to be like that. And what happened? They program our people they captured to be like that toward their own they left behind. It's the same thing. And as long as we allow it to reign among us, they're going to make of us whatever they want. Somebody tells me why Nipsey Hussle end up dead. The day he leaves the house without his security. Why? As long as we have nonsense like that among us, we shouldn't complain. We should just take it and cry in the dark. But we, the generation who will make a difference, we, the generation who will crumble the walls of Jericho, we. So don't get distracted. Another thing, you know that the Morocco kingdom, that kingdom is broke, as I said previously, and the son that is there, just like the one who's in Gabon, they have a sexuality that is questionable. So they have an island, they always go, they into the pedophilia ring, they run around with small kids and stuff like that. They were on a yacht in that island, just committing the abominable on our land. My grandfather, I used to hear him lamentate sometimes after he had some wine. He used to turn to the east and like have an argument with God. He would tell him, Zambe, I know you say that we will fall, but You let us fall to the point that we have monkeys sitting on our thrones, Zambe. But I never really understood the depth of what my grandfather really meant when he was saying that they're doing the abominable to the land and to the people. So this is what these are the things my grandfather was really pointing. So these jokers were in Point Denis in a yacht, you know, crewing little boys and like whatever they do there. And that king, the Morocco king, whatever they say his name is, they say that his royal ring, Mohammed, or whatever your name is, Ahmed, King Ahmed, you know, we got your ring. Tu sais que nous avons votre bague. Uh-huh. La bague du royaume du Maroc est dans les eaux du Gabon. Mohammed knows he came and commit the abominable on our waters. And his royal ring fell in Gabonese waters. Now you see the guy, he's very fat and very unattractive for royals. Only there you see royals who look funny. They're funny looking. Only the Saudi royals shine. Those are like anyway. So the royal ring of the royal family of Morocco that's been in their lineage since they stole those lands from the sons of Yakuba went into the water. They sent divers and divers to dive and look for that ring. Our big lady under there swallowed it. So do you know what it means? It means that the sons and daughters of these lands, we start decreeing the end of what you call kingdom. Your very own people will beat you like you order them beat our people on your border. You don't know the power we're sitting on. Play with us. They never found that ring. My people. He knows we got his ring. It means we swallowed up your power. Yes, we're sitting on it. When the women start crying, you are so done. What you're doing to our sons on the border, that's what your own people are going to do to you. You know, we, the children of Israel, we have that power of divine substitution. The best Bible reference to that power is the story of Queen Esther. How Mordecai and Haman had the pole they were supposed to hang. Mordecai ended up being, Haman ended up being the one hung. We have that power. And when you guys pray, call on that power against all your enemies. I have this little kitten here. She didn't give up. She went through the crack of the door, and usually I pick her, but she found a way. I have a little piece of my wrap hanging to the ground. So she climbed on it to come to my lap. Determination. Even our pets are equipped with it. We need to go back to who we are. Okay, my children. So we have a way we can resist. We as a people, we form a big nation worldwide. Worldwide. So I'm not asking anybody to go out there. The best resistance is the one the white masters taught us. Just see how they teach us. I mean, in our school, anywhere they get an opportunity to hold us back, to give us hell, anything you find yourself in the power of, let them know, first of all, are you aware that your people are slaughtering those who look just like me? And it bothers me. They're already in your car. Oh, yeah, maybe you want to get out. Give it to them, my people. That's how people resist. So people around, even before they slap someone, they're going to look first if there's other Black people around. Our tribe is known for that. The Fang people, all the Fang group, we are like that. Once you just say, my brother, they're killing me. You say that in our language. Any one of us who's in the surrounding, it's a call of duty. You have to go and lay your hands on whomever is killing your brother. We need to go back to these values so we stand a chance to survive. Or we be done. Okay, my beautiful, any questions? Any questions? That's the only time they get along. Ronald said, Kola Bouf said the Arabs have treated us worse than the Caucasians. She said that we are deceived. No Arab is good for us, including Gaddafi. We made Gaddafi extremely rich. That's why he helped us. I don't believe that. You know, there are people, you know, the thing with us, you know, the thing with us, the royals, we're not politicians. Okay, we swear an oath to God. He's our boss. So we have to, so we have to tell the truth. I don't, you know, people, I've seen French come on our land, take our resources, even the road they use to go and steal your gold or manganese or whatever they're stealing in your jungle. The road they use, they will not build a road. They will drain you whatever you have, and then they will let you be. I cannot say that Gaddafi had the same policy. I cannot say that Gaddafi, you can't believe what people put out there against somebody. Gaddafi was the big protector of the Africans and the sub-Saharan African. Do you know that when he was leaving, these European people, all that nonsense they do, going to Africa and dump trash. I think Dr. Mumbi talked about Ghana receiving 15 million pieces of second-hand clothes. The West trash their used clothes on Africa. Things like that didn't exist when he was around. Or this country, they will go and, you know, they pay a stupid puppet and they go and put nuclear remain, use his country as a dumpster for that. No, there was a lot of nonsense he was blocking from the top for us. And not because he's no longer, we can sit and talk trash. He built schools in our countries. He was the backer of our leaders. They didn't have the gut to stand up to the West, and we know that. Gaddafi didn't need our money. Libya itself was full of gold. I don't like it when people, you know, nobody is perfect, but the good somebody has done for you, you have to always give it to them. And we became worse after they killed him. Why do you think that they went after him? Because he was the protector. They don't go after the puppet. They go after the people who represent a serious problem for them. You know, Gaddafi was planning on launching the dinar that was going to be the African Union money. That would have put us on top. And what did they do? They found another African in the person of Obama to be in the administration that took him out. Why? They knew the role he served for the people. And when you kill such a powerful person, the repercussion, I mean, they all know the blood has to fall on our own hands. So if Obama didn't know, he carried a pack full of it. That's what happens. That's why they will always, you know, recruit one of us to kill the powerful ones of us. That's why many lineages are just doomed. No matter the money could never buy them happiness. If they marry a guy, it's always going to be something crazy. They're going to have the kind of problems that money can resolve. They're going to just be unfulfilled. They're the people who need money to stay relevant because their lineages are cursed. You don't shed just blood of people just because you can. And they're going to wholesomely pay you for that. It doesn't work. And I don't trash people who have helped me. I'm not this kind of people, no. When you're in deep dire strait, someone comes and gives you $1. That dollar no longer holds the value of $1. It holds the value of $100 compared to the dollar they're going to give you when you have 200 in your wallet. You see what I mean? We need to change our values. If you ate off my bread, I don't expect you to give it back to me. But what I don't expect is for you or your children to spit off my face or my children's face. You see? So we need to stop kind of mingling everything. So what NATO did by killing Gaddafi set the continent economically. It set us back about half a century behind. And he took that risk because he wanted us, the sub-Saharan Africa, to come to the light. Libya was doing, Libya, they were buying what was the gallon of gas? Maybe 25 cents. Their utility paid by their government. The Libyan kid had nothing to envy to anybody. So we can't even say that he got involved into trying to help us because he had something to gain. His country was okay. His country was okay. I mean, my uncle served there as an ambassador. His country was more than okay. But he went and dared the West because he dared try to bring all of us. He's like, hey, I got this independence. They had their own money. While we, the Francophone country, were still under the money owned by French. Libya had their own money. So please don't let misinformation be out there. We're not savages. We know who our fathers are. We know those who stuck their neck out for us, and we are grateful. Okay, my people. Mbolo, my dear daughter, yes. So we need to stay on code and move on code. We have a lot of power. Our former masters taught us how to fight people without declaring war to them. You know, you don't want them in their school, you don't want them in their neighborhood. Whatever you have power to stop at your level, you do it shamelessly. That's what loopholes are around. But they are just too used to see us do that to one another. We just need to flip the whole thing around because we are the generation the Bible talks about. We are the generation that will be completely healed and will restore our kingdom. Okay, our people, the nation of Israel is healing. We're coming together. All right. So I put the link of the video in the description box below. They are now saying, oh, it was maybe 27. That's what the Moroccan authorities are saying. I'm like, 27, really? Really? We can't count on these leaders to do anything. He dared do that when he knows he got strong relationships with Gabon. That kingdom is going down. These two puppets are friends. While they're taking our gold and stuff, they're killing our people like that. How dare they? Les Marocains. Maintenant, les Marocains ont une bouche. Les Marocains vont nous tuer comme ça. Mais ce que vous, les Africains, vous devez comprendre, nous avons le pouvoir de changer les tendances. Que vous soyez en Afrique, que vous soyez en Europe, là où vous croisez un Marocain, ne lui montrez pas aucune faveur. Nous n'avons pas de faveur à leur donner. Ça fait trop longtemps que le Maroc massacre notre peuple à la frontière avec l'Espagne. C'est pas d'aujourd'hui. Alors, tant que nous continuons à nous asseoir, on ne dit rien, on ne dit absolument rien, on les regarde et ils sont là, ils massacrent nos enfants. Et qu'est-ce qu'ils font? Ils viennent dans nos pays, ils obtiennent des marchés, on leur donne de l'argent, on leur donne ils deviennent des chefs d'entreprise dans nos pays, mais il faut que ça cesse. Hostilité marocaine, vous nous avez déclaré la guerre. Vous nous avez déclaré la guerre, Marocains. Vous allez parler à votre gouvernement, vous allez dire à votre gouvernement d'arrêter de nous assassiner. Vous allez dire à votre gouvernement, cette terre appartenait aux enfants de Yakuba. The children of Yakuba, they in their homeland, when they crossed that border, those lands used to belong to their fathers. That's the problem. Our division. And now they're not even stopping. They have us in South Africa. They have us in Zimbabwe, in Kenya. They're penetrating us there. Some of them claim to be African, and we sit. And some of our people are even selling them land. Why wouldn't they disrespect us like that? Why? What really stops them? Nothing. We have grown to be so accommodating. Our daughters, they leave home to go and prostitute to these nasty Arabs. I heard that even shedding their mouths, all the nonsense. My people, we have brought ourselves so low. It's embarrassing. But we can change all that. Stupid Moroccans, we'll see you around. Keep killing our people. It won't end well. Idiots. I'm too mad. So, it's a code we have to be under. It's a code. You bump into one of them, tell them, show them that you watch the news. They're killing our people. Dirty, stinky Moroccans. Okay, my lovelies. So that's what you do. Use your power as son and daughter of Israel. CM said, why isn't the African government not helping our brothers in Morocco? My dear son, these are puppets. Since our forefathers lost the war, these people you see in power, these are tribes that they couldn't have passed power one day with our forefathers around. So they use them. If you observe them, they're usually very ugly. Because to make a good puppet, you got to choose someone who's ugly, someone who doesn't feel good about themselves. They have a very low self-esteem. And then what do? They treat them special. My grandfather used to cry, Zambe, you have monkeys on our thrones. Yes, now I completely understand what my grandfather was telling us. People who have no clue, people who never swore oath to Tatan Zambe and to the deities of the land to rule over our people. So as you see, they have no strings attached. Their only string is their masters. So Morocco is doing this because they know that none of these African presidents are going to do something about it. But we, the people, can do and will do something about it. Remember these, because it could be us. When they come across us, I know our daughters are out there looking to hook up with anything because they claim their brothers are so broken. But I'm going to have to recall you girls. You can't be giving yourself to people who murder your brothers. It makes no sense. You're a slave in that white man's house. If you're going to be there, start making noise. Have his people get off of your brothers. I see our daughters, they have whole blogs I'm like, you're encouraging people to legally continue rapists legally. because because that's what they were doing. Because in Gabon, in the Congoland, they wouldn't get away with raping one of us. And when they saw that they couldn't have that access, they started encouraging people to marry us. They were like, oh no, you're going to become our wife, or we're going to take you to Lisbon, we're going to take you to Paris. And the funk queens, they were like, I die. I lay with a real monkey first before I let you touch me and call me a wife. That's what our mothers used to tell them, these idiots. But now you have our daughters just running behind them. We need to resist better than that. Even if you found some of them attractive, you'd be like, no, dude, don't check me out. Go talk to your brothers about my brothers. How about that? Okay, my people. DRT 706 says it's time for us to use our African powers without saying a word. Just watch their destruction. Absolutely. That's why we need to cleanse. We can't really get activated as long as we maintain hatred, jealousy, and all these things against one another. Our prayers, our decree, don't go past our ceiling. Yes, yes. Our son Patrice Lumumba said the Akata people are everywhere, throughout the diaspora and on the continent. And my son, Akata people didn't just come and sit here. Akata people came from home. The spirit, that's what I tell you people. You are who you left. If you came and became a queen in the land of captivity, because whomever you came from was somebody, was a king or a queen. We have these idiots all over. Do you know we have a story of a tribe? They are completely these tribe they saw the Portuguese approach from their coast. They ran to them and embraced them and thought they were their savior, because they were fighting another tribe. They were fighting another tribe. The other tribe, had become too powerful. So that when they say, help us, become our friends, they said that that entire tribe was embarked in 4 ships and were never seen again. The stupidity of some of our people. My children, these people, and guess what? When they found another very dual tribe, people who can add up 1 plus 1, yes, they make the best akata out of them. Anywhere the master gonna mold them, shape them, they will be. These are the ones that we're using to go around identifying the reminder of the family, the royal family members. They will see you in your hiding spot. They will go and call their masters. I saw one of them at such and such place. Them, Akata product, mold and shaped by their masters. Yes. And they like that. They will sell their mother for power, for favor from the masters. So yes, my children, since our forefathers lost the fight, you have to keep in mind that we became orphans, and Madame Vite, Bananzambi, in the words of the Queen Gun, let's get it started, my people. We alone, we are a nation. We alone, we are a nation. A strong one, I say. So if you wonder why some of them cringe, they cringe to the idea of our children returning. They cringe. Let me tell you, my children, for two reasons. Because the prophecy said the ones we lost will come. They will come back, you know, and they will take back whatever was theirs, whatever was their fathers, whatever was their people. Okay? They know that a lot of you will get activated by the time you set foot on the soil of our people. A lot of mystical powers they are using because you are yet to come in possession of it. There's a lot of reason, my children, what can I tell you? There's a lot of reason that keeps them from helping us. But Tatan Zambe said, we shall return and we shall take back and protect that which is ours. So what does it mean? It means that we won't be wander. It means that it means that whatever fortress, whatever Jericho wall they have around us will break, will collapse, my children. That's what it means. So don't mind them. They know they're scared. You know, from the time my mom passed and the time they crowned me, it took a good my parents passed in 2009, they crowned me in 2016. So that's what, 7 years the crown was in limbo. What does it mean? The protesters, those who protest that it should be me, those who want to get the crown from themselves, what do? They try to get at it, and until you sit your king, they can use the power for whatever, you know. So a lot of it, my children, I can't just break it all down. There's a lot. These countries where you see these leaders, if you trace back in history, the tribe that collaborated with them in the past are the tribe that they still maintain in power. It has been so. Okay, my children, so it's up to us. It's up to us to make a conscientious effort to protect our own. It's up to us, only us. We need to treat each other with, you know, with VIP. So we send that message that we value one another. What does it mean? Therefore, we will not tolerate disrespect toward any of us. It's a new dawn. And I've been in that energy, I've been in that frequency, and when I step out, I see our children responding accordingly. I see our children just know who I am. I will see, I go to the store, our daughters, they will just feel that they can trust me. They will share something personal with me, and I just would have the answer for them. So you see, when we're in that frequency, it's going to draw us closer to one another, because we need that. We are all we have, one another. Okay, my people. So to my beautiful and amazing royals of Africa, take heart. Take heart. We have a lot of work to do. Munkosi Ernest Parker said, I love this queen, my favorite. Yay! So to my beautiful and amazing royals of South Africa, stay focused. We are one, okay? By Yakubas, children of Yakubas. We are one, okay? When they touch one of us, they have touched all of us. It's like that. It's been like that, but slavery, colonization just kind of tear us apart farther than we were already, but we are one underneath it all. Okay? Underneath it all is the same people. So we stick together, we stop showing favor to the people who are fighting us. Period. Our sons stay away from their daughters' beds. Please do. We can't be marrying the same people who have been slaughtering us. We need to get serious with this. We have to. We have to have a different approach. We set the value. We set the standard. Everywhere we go, we keep an eye. There's a lady who was trying to get into it with some of our kids. These boys were just there at the park, just minding their business, shooting hoops. And the ball went, I guess the ball fell too close to her. She started approaching these kids. And then she was talking to them. They were not paying attention. They kept on dribbling. You know what I saw that woman do? She grabbed one of our boys by the wrist. No, she didn't. She just didn't. I woke up there. I looked at the little boy and he was so smart, that boy. I looked at him. I'm like, little papa, do you know this fool? And then you know what he said? He said, no, ma, I don't know him. I don't know her. So he knew I came to play the mom, and he had to identify me as his mom at the spot, thus giving me legal right to jump on that woman if I needed to. You see, when you stay on code, I don't know who's the mom of that kid, but the mom must have told him to respect Black women around. Because the minute I locked eye with that boy as she was holding his wrist, I was like, little papa, do you know this fool? So at that point, she saw that they were accompanied, because she looked around. I was just sitting like too far off. So she just probably assumed that these kids were there by themselves. So that's what I mean when I talk about walking on code. Never walk away thinking that, no, it's somebody else. No, our culture says a Black woman child becomes mine in the absence of her mother. So my elders would have expected me to address her. My elders would have expected me to check her. In the absence of my sister, she is not to grab her son by the wrist. You see, never fall into that thing, oh, it's none of my business. Oh, this is an African issue. Oh, this is an American issue. No, we are one. Okay, my people. So peace, love, and unity. Until next time, be at peace at home and love in your heart, and unity is the new us, the new breed of the royals of Africa. They will feel us coming. They will smell us coming. We are a whole different breed. We are the one who slap the smirk out of people's faces. All right, with our intellect, our class, our elegance, we are all they are not used to. Remember that. Until next time. Mwah.